So let's transition into compassion because Liz spoke openly about shame that she felt towards having OCD, but then she also spoke really, I think, wisely about how she developed compassion. Do you have thoughts to get us started on compassion?
Yeah, I noticed how she really said that she had to start to recognizing what she was feeling, to start labeling that. That was a new experience for her. Um, I think sometimes it's really hard to have compassion for yourself because you're so wrapped up and so closely wound up with your own experience that you may not even recognize the experience. You're just feeling all the feelings and can't even pick apart what they are. And you and Liz talked about how she had to step back and identify and take a look at her experience. And I think that what that sounds like it really helped her to do, and in my experience has helped other people to do, is to begin to get more of a neutral observer's experience of what's going on. A lot of times we'll say to people, well, if this was your friend, what would you say to your friend? And people can step right back and they can have all this compassion for a friend or a stranger. And I think that has a lot to do with being in that neutral observer kind of a position. So her having the ability to step back and take a look at what am I experiencing, and to also step back and reframe. She did a lot of reframing about practice. This is an opportunity, giving herself the ability to take a look and see things as an opportunity to practice. And I think that just sort of gives you that space.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, I can look at this differently.
And it's kind of the opposite of shame, where shame is an overwhelming feeling that tells us that we're bad in some way or not worthy in some way. If you're able to observe shame as a feeling rather than as a truth, I think it's much easier to arrive at compassion, especially if you can recognize, like, not only can I watch what's happening, but I recognize that other people also feel this, and I'm kind of part of common humanity. I think that just kind of breeds compassion, both for others and for yourself.
Yeah, that's an important point too, Maggie, being able to observe shame. Mm-hmm. And as you said, as a feeling, not as a reality. Because I think a lot of times what we do is we look at feelings as though they're truth. And as opposed to feelings are feelings. And there can also be facts too. So that stepping back and looking, that's a feeling. And then that opens up and gives you more freedom to take a look at, and what are the facts as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. Okay, well, I'm aware of our time. Is there anything else that you were listening to that you want to comment on?
Right on the top of my head, nothing's popping up. It was really terrific listening to the way that she went from, her honesty in talking about getting stuck, and then how she kind of became very compassionate with herself. It was super beautiful the way that she could look back and reflect on that and share that experience and that transition. So just really, really, really nice to be able to follow her journey with her.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I think the way that you were talking about shame and compassion in particular is going to be really helpful for our listeners. Is there any words of hope that you want to offer to our listeners today?
Words of hope. I would just say, believe in yourself, cultivate compassion in yourself, and hang in there. And even though this feels like hard work, you can do hard work.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michelle Wicken.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Maggie.